Alright, so we'll take a look at your homework now. So taking a look in the book, I had asked you to do on page 419 and 420. Problem number 15. So for problem number 15, it says we have a vertex at 5, -1, and its focus is 3, -1. So just drawing it so we have an idea what we're looking at. 5, -1 is maybe over here, and our focus is 3, -1. So the parabola is going to look something like that, which means our equation for it is going to look something like this. And let's get to work. So if the vertex is 5, -1, we have our h and k. Remember, the number inside it's minus k, so we're subtracting -1, which is +1. Now we just have to figure out the a value. Well, the focus is going to be h plus 1 over 4a and k, right? So that means that 3 is equal to h plus 1 over 4a, and h is 5. So this would be -2 equals 1 over 4a, multiplying both sides by 4a. Yeah, 1 is equal to -8a, or a is equal to -1/8. That was number 15. So now let's go on to 22. 22, 24, those are pretty much the same thing, and 29. Okay, so of those, we'll do 24 and 29. For number 24, it says x is equal to 5 times y squared minus 25y plus 60. And then for 29, it says x is equal to 1/4 y squared minus 1/2 y minus 3. So we could complete the square by separating the variables. We could take out a 5. You guys know fractions is my middle name. Half of 5 is 5 over 2. 5 over 2 squared is 25 over 4. So 25 over 4 times 5 is 125 over 4, and we're going to subtract that. So we get that x is equal to 5 times y minus 5/2 squared, and then 60 minus 125 over 4 is 115 over 4. And let me see here. All right, so for number 24, yeah, okay, so that would be the equation, and then from here you guys could, well, hey, what the heck, we'll just do it right now. The vertex here would be h, comma k. The focus would be h plus 1 over 4a, and the directrix would be x equals 115. Let me see here. It would be 115 over 4 minus 1 over 4a. So in this case, the focus for number 24 would be 144 over 5, comma 5/2, and then the directrix would be x is equal to 287 over 10. For number 29, number 29, let's complete the square by getting our variables by themselves first. Take out the 1/4. take half of the middle and square it. 1 times 1/4 is 1/4, so we're going to subtract that. And we get x is equal to 1/4 times y minus 1 squared minus 3 1/4. So we get a vertex, a focus, and a directrix for number 29. So let's see here. The vertex would be negative 3 1/4, comma 1. The focus would be negative 3 1/4 plus 1 over 4a, comma 1. And the directrix would be x is equal to negative 3 1/4 minus 1 over 4a. The focus would turn into just negative 9/4, comma 1. And the directrix would turn into just negative 17 over 4. All right, and I asked you to do numbers 3 and 6 on the practice worksheet. And number 3, we have a focus and the equation of a parabola, and then for number 6, okay, so we'll just do those quickly here. Problem number 3 on the worksheet, it tells us we know that we have the focus is 3, 2, and we have a directrix of x equals negative 1. And then for problem number 6, it says the vertex is 1, 2, and the focus is 6, 2. We just have to get the equations. All right, so let's do that quickly. So we know that this would be h plus 1 over 4a, comma k, and this would be h minus 1 over 4a. So if we know negative 1 is equal to h minus 1 over 4a, and we know that 3 is equal to h plus 1 over 4a, we can make a system. We get 2 is equal to 2h, so h would be 1. If h is 1, we could plug it in. And we get negative 1 is equal to 1 minus 1 over 4a. So negative 2 equals negative 1 over 4a. So 8a would equal 1. A would be 1/8. The equation for this problem would be x is equal to 1/8 times y minus our h, or let's see, plus our k value. So if the k was 2, this is going to be minus 2, and then plus our h at the end. So that should be number 3 on the practice worksheet, and then we'll finish with the last one. We know an h and a k value, so our equation is going to be y minus 2 squared plus 1. We just have to figure out what the a value is. So to get that, we know that 6 is equal to h plus 1 over 4a. And if h is 1, we get that 5 is equal to 1 over 4a. So 20a is equal to 1. A would be 1 over 20. And so those are the answers to your homework. Stay tuned for today's lesson.